CRISPR Roots 18 is about two fascinating projects. One by Miko Marks, a deluxe reissue with new cuts of her 2022 album, Feel Like Going Home. The re-release just this week, on Friday, yesterday. And an album by Emma Donovan, Aboriginal Australian singer, called Till My Song Is Done. They run deeper than the average country album, that's for sure, if these are country albums. I guess I would say that they're both eclectic roots albums. You know, maybe you hesitate to describe an Aboriginal Australian artist as an Americana artist, and Emma Donovan has lots of elements that can't be Americana in her work too. Influences by indigenous musicians, and just a thrust that's culturally located for her and really works powerfully, I think. So, but let's start with Miko Marks. I guess I first ran into her. She's been around a while, but I've only dipped here and there. Her EP, 5-song EP, I think, called Resurrectors. She's a younger black woman. I don't know how old actually. I guess was on my top 10, or at least in my top 10 article, because it was EP, not an LP, in 21. Boy, that was a fascinating and excellent record. Resurrectors by Miko Marks. One thing she can do is, I often, many people put out cover records, of great country songs, of course. Often I feel like it's lazy and it doesn't really do that much, you know what I mean? Like I don't need another version of that because I know the definitive version, or because there's already been 20 versions, okay? When Miko Marks covers a country song, like she did with Willie Nelson's Whiskey River on Resurrectors, she kills, man, and she changes it up in a way that makes it new for her new voice, her different voice with different social location and stuff, okay? So, I mean, this is not a cover record. It's amazing originals that have a gospel flavor, some of which have the feel like this has been around for 100 years, and you look it up and no, she wrote it, okay? But so how about this, just a little slice of 9 Pound Hammer? You probably wouldn't think that 9 Pound Hammer could be revived at this point. Who hasn't recorded it? What a great song, though, of course. But I felt like she refreshed it here.
This 9 Pound Hammer is a little too heavy, but it for my size, So I'm going on the mountain to see my baby, and I ain't coming back. No, I ain't coming back. So roll on, buddy, don't you roll so slow. Tell me how can I roll when these wheels won't go. Roll on, buddy, pull your load of coal. Tell me how can I roll when these wheels won't go.
Yeah, how about that? And how about that voice? Gospel. That's what I feel like is fundamental here. Like, this is a gospel country album in the sense that the vocal style is gospel often. Wow, she's good. And, that means soul, too. Spread over the roots genres, I feel like I guess she reminds me somewhat of Bonnie Raitt, although she's more intense as a singer. But in terms of like covering a bunch of roots bases and doing it like charmingly, melodically, and yet with strength, she really is good. Let's try the first cut, the title cut, just to give you the flavor of what she's doing. bluesy, gospely, country.
Hear that whistle blowing just before the break of day. Don't know where I'm going. No, no. Seems I've been too long away. Will that train come take me? Take me where I wanna be. Where the sun hangs on the horizon and won't fade me on the sea. Rest for the wanderer who never knows shall know. Lord, I feel like going home. Feel like going home. Said I feel like going home.
I don't usually do this, but I read a review of this album from back in when it was first issued, and I think it was a site called Alternate Route. I don't think the review was signed, but what it said was, one thing it said, was that this album sounds like Etta James singing with Delaney and Bonnie and Friends. If you don't remember or know Delaney and Bonnie and Friends, look at some of these delightful records from the 70s, like with Eric Clapton and stuff. Yeah, that is a really accurate, kind of Laurel Canyon, well, I mean, just like eclectic roots, but with a powerful soul blues singer at front and writing a bunch of the songs too. All right. I guess the expansion of the album from its original 10 or 12 cuts is a bunch of collaborations. That's typical again with the deluxe reissue. Very interesting set of cuts. And this is one justification for reviewing this again or now 2 years after its initial issue. How about this song called Jubilee? And speaking of gospel, with the Fisk Jubilee Singers, appropriately enough, I suddenly started feeling this at a certain point. Powerful song, I think.
When the clocks are broken and we shelter in our homes, little truths shall be spoken, little hymns, little poems, and in the evening hours we sing an ancient melody, sing a jubilee, the promise of the future is written in the sand for the lives of our children. Or isn't that the plan? They say all will be forgiven. I guess we'll have to see. Jubilee, 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 Jubilee. Oh, be forgiven. Oh, Jubilee, Jubilee, Jubilee.
That's very ambitious and very powerful, I think. Going all the way, man, with a choir here like the Fisk Jubilee Singers. Appropriately enough. Okay. She does a lot of more like sort of rocky stuff too. Rock and roll style stuff or just roots rock.
River, come take me. River, come and take me away. River, come take my body. Take me, for they lay me in the grave.
Or maybe that's just blues. And there's two versions of that. This is one with, I think, one of her bandmates on the re-release. It's really good. All right, I guess I just played a snatch. Let's talk about, all right, I got to do my transition, and I do have a harmonica somewhere. All right, Emma Donovan. Now here's a fascinating figure. It is amazing how styles of music can go all over the world, and at least with certain styles, all kinds of people can find the expressive center of it, or use the style, bring it into their own culture in a way that makes for excellent music, but makes and revivifies the style and creates new syntheses and stuff like this. I mean, if you look at what's happened to hip hop all over the world, probably every single country in the world has generated its own hip hop artists. Often the most important social critics, among the most important social critics of any society, will be its hip hop artists for sure. Okay. Hey, by the way, this is Fabrics by my wife, Jane Irish, and I'm in her or our loft apartment in Northern Liberties in Philly today. It's the same with country. Again, I will say this, did I say this? I knew an old Jamaican woman who worked in the house that we were renting on the south coast of Jamaica. And she asked me when I would come back, if I came back the next year. She just wanted one thing from the States: a George Jones gospel album that she remembered hearing decades before. And she just wanted it was so moving, and she wanted a copy of it. And I brought her a copy of the George Jones gospel album. I assembled every George Jones gospel cut I could ever possibly imagine and onto a disc or whatever. And actually in Jamaica, I found that people love country music. That's not that surprising if you ever heard Toots Hibbert, for instance. Okay, there's country in Jamaica. There's even country and reggae. Reggae is another beautiful example of this, right? All over the world. And I think Emma Donovan has a little reggae as well. And these things mean something, right? They have even the reggae beat means liberation, means third world liberation. All right, so Emma Donovan is Indigenous Australian. She has issued albums in Indigenous languages and stuff like this as well. Really an interesting set of themes and projects for this artist. I would compare her vocally and also in terms of like a political cultural content to Lily Lewis, who I reviewed her last album in, I think, CRISPR Roots 2. The vocal style is similar too, like deep, serious, intending to move you. And again, with maybe the essence of it as a gospel flavor, because the essence of it is aspirational. I think that's with Miko Marks too, but even more with Emma Donovan. How about this song, Black Nation, B-L-A-K, Black Nation.
This country's black future is afire with the right season. Black burning school fire, black history shed, not ignored. Needed, acknowledged, bring it to the front line as an nation. Banging my head against the wall. When you don't wanna listen at all. You already made your choice. Nothing's in here will make you see my point. Black history should not ignore. Need it, acknowledge, bring it to the front line as a nation. Here for the many who walk with you. If you're on board and agree, then we can dance in this end.
I think that's an interesting piece of writing too, as it unfolds. It's not exactly what you're expecting in terms of the progression and stuff like this. Nice little rock and roll, right? Like, and catchy too. And if, as you absorb the lyrics, you begin to realize. How about this is "Sweet By and By," the great country hymn in one of the indigenous languages of Australia.
Wajaun bangirna gay wala Bundang ajumari ngiyata Ngikuju wariye babaga Nirengang murah bunjaiku niemba Yami benga kangangia Gau bariung galangida nirenawa.
That's how she ends the album. We will meet in the sweet by and by. How about this one? It's called Liquid Gold. I feel like there are many cultural references here. I mean, for one thing, the other languages or whatever, but many cultural references here that I'm not in a position to really tease out and understand. But I'm also feeling the resonances, you know what I mean? Like I feel the depth of this as a cultural project and a political project, even if I'm not quite getting all the nuances, because I can't. Wrong culture, wrong everything, really, you know? But I'm enjoying the music, and I'm listening and trying to figure out what's up. Liquid Gold by Emma Donovan from Till My Song Is Done. Americana, I guess. Nice guitar solo unfolds right there. Interesting band. Here's the title cut, just a snatch. Pretty different sound, right? That's why I say Lily Lewis, for one. The folk rock diva.
On the road till my song is done, doing without till my song is done. Late nights out till my song is done. I'll get home to my king till my song is done. With no rest, this voice is heard till it's all over. But my song I'll sing up in my rib till my song is done. Sing through my tears till my song is done. It's been through all of the years till my song is still done. History repeats till my song is done.
First time I heard that song was last night. It's been kind of running through my head ever since. Till my song is done. Well, CRISPR Roots 18 is done. That was Too Cute and Facile. These are not just like, say, solid albums or whatever. Like, I enjoyed these. These are meaningful albums. Miko Marks and Emma Donovan.